It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. And now here's your host, Geno Jones.
It is showtime. What's happening, everybody? Yes, it's the Geno Jones Show. I'm coming to you live right here in the beautiful studio here on the shores of Charleston, South Carolina. I was trying to say, I don't want to say the shores of South Carolina, trying to get a little alliteration going on there. Ladies and gentlemen, the Geno Jones Show. You are witnessing it. You've heard about it. You've probably seen some video, but now you got it live and in living color. Yes, you are about to experience something that if you haven't watched it before, something that you have never experienced before. And I promise, you're going to love it. It might sound a little arrogant, but Muhammad Ali said it ain't bragging if you can back it up. The Geno, and you know why? It's because of you, because of your support. The Geno Jones Show, I come to you Monday through Friday, live, 6:30 p.m. Eastern here in the Charleston, South Carolina metro. 5:30 p.m. Central in Chicago, 3:30 p.m. out on the West Coast in the city of Los Angeles. All right, by the way, please like, share, and subscribe to the Geno Jones channel right here on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe, and you can copy the link and tag everybody's social media page. Listen, this is must-see TV. You got to check it out. If you'd like to be a sponsor, I'd be honored to have you as a sponsor. If you would like to advertise, I'd love to have you advertise. I'd love to sponsor your product. And if you are looking for someone to help to build your brand, if you are looking for that brand ambassador, spokesperson, that's an old school term. The new school term is if you are looking for a brand ambassador to help build your business and brand your business, help you move your products and your goods, your services. I am the king, not the king, not the king, not the king, the king of Pitchman. Just leave me a message right here on my YouTube channel. Today I'm kicking off a feature on the show. It's called Who's Got Next? Or Who's Up Next? And who's up next is a R&B artist, new R&B artist. Brother is just super talented, hot. He's got some new music, got a new joint, he's got a new album, video coming around the end of August. But I just wanted to get him on the show a little early so I could introduce him to you and so you can get ready because you're going to love this music and you're going to love this artist. And whenever you get a chance to see him live on stage, fire! So, speaking of live, not on stage, but they were performing in the athletic, I guess you could call it an athletic stage. Let me kick off the show. Congratulations to USA Basketball, the men's and women's team. So the women, their 7th straight gold medal. Congratulations. Shout out to Coach Dawn Staley, who is a coach right here in South Carolina. She coaches the University of South Carolina Gamecocks women's basketball team. She's won a national championship up in Columbia as their head coach. Absolutely love Dawn Staley. She almost got the head coaching job for the Portland Trail Blazers. She would have been the first woman to ever be a head coach in the NBA. I am predicting she will be a head coach in the NBA one day soon. So congratulations to Dawn Staley, the first black woman coach to win a gold medal winning basketball game and to win a gold medal as the head coach for any country ever. Shout out to my sister, Dawn Staley. I got to get Dawn Staley on the show. Coach Staley, got to get you on the show because I've been a big fan of yours. She got 3 gold medals as a player. She was a serious hooper in college at the University of Virginia. Then she was serious in the WNBA. The sister got mad game. I think she could still take a lot of you. Some of y'all out there, right? So congratulations. And congratulations to the USA men's basketball team. It was tight. I had a game plan. As a matter of fact, one of my episodes, my monologue, I had to give Team USA, the men's team, the blueprint to win the gold medal. And apparently you all were watching the show. Coach Popovich must have been watching the show. KD, maybe you was watching the show, or Jason Tatum, but they won the gold medal. They beat France. They got revenge, basically, because France beat them in the very beginning game. there in the Olympics. And folks is like, oh, the world is caught up with the USA and the USA this. And folks, you had some people who were actively rooting against the USA men's basketball team. That's a whole nother conversation. I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole because you know what that hate was all about. Hate and ignorance. But shout out to Kevin Durant, the brother, KD, you balled out. You know, I know you after the game, KD was feeling pretty good. Him and some of his teammates. So LeBron's got a new drink. I can't even remember the name of that new drink that LeBron's got. But they was like, yo, LeBron, we got your drink in the cup, man. I don't know exactly, because you can tell. See, I don't drink. I don't drink or smoke. So, you know, call me whatever you want to call me. But they had some of that drink in the cup. You know, they earned it. They earned the right to celebrate and let their hair down. Because there was so many people in America, so many people actively rooting against these brothers. You know what time it was. You know what time it is. But Kevin Durant and Jason Tatum and Damian Lillard, who didn't play as well as he didn't look like Dame. That's a different conversation. But the bottom line, and Chris Middleton, who's from here, right here in the Charleston, South Carolina metro area, who just won an NBA championship with the Milwaukee Bucks. Wear that ring proud, Chris, my brother. I'm proud of you. We are proud of you here. Just understand that, you know, LeBron is going to reclaim the throne next year. So I'm just saying. But shout out to all of USA men's basketball team coach Popovich. Now, Coach Popovich and the guy who put the team together, Jerry Coangelo, he was crying after the end. I guess he was crying because he realized I almost screwed this up, and he should just go ahead and just ride off into the sunset. Let some other folks, maybe Ty Lue can coach the team, or better yet, I like Phoenix's coach. Monty Williams. Let Monty Williams coach the team. Absolutely. So, and I just want to congratulate all of Team USA from all the different type of sports, from the swimmers, the women sprinters, especially the 4x400. The men did. You know what, fellas, y'all, you made good. At very end, our male sprinters, they represented. And in the 4x400, you represent it. But that's a different conversation. Carl Lewis, arguably one of the great, no, well, not arguably. Some would say arguably was he the greatest male track and field athlete. Don't forget about Jesse Owens, who on this day, back, was it 1930, I want to say 30, was it 36? Yeah, I believe 36. I'm doing it off the top of the dome. You know, he went to Berlin in front of Hitler and won in Hitler's home stadium and won the gold medals. Jesse Owens, you know, definitely he was the greatest Olympian of his time, without a doubt. But Carl Lewis, one of the greatest ever. Carl Lewis, babe, bro, we need you to coach that males team, the sprinters, so we can get return to our throne and reclaim our throne and our dominance in this 100-meter. Maybe you can get Tyreek Hill from the Chiefs. Maybe you can get him and the brother up in Seattle, kind of train them, let them train for about 3 years. DK Metcalf, yeah, let them run the relay. Let Tyreek Hill run the anchor leg and let DK Metcalf jump it off. Maybe put them on, let them be on the part of the Olympic sprint team running that 100-meter dash. So I'm just saying. Hey, by the way, before I bring on my guest, happy birthday today, August 9th. Hoda Kotb, she is one of the Today Show anchors. Hoda Kotb is 57 today. Happy birthday, Miss Hoda Kotb. And speaking of football, now this brother could have ran, he could have been an Olympic sprinter. He was that fast. Absolutely, he was that fast. And I won't say arguably, for me, the greatest cornerback in the history of the National Football League. Deion Primetime Sanders, Coach Sanders, head coach for the Jackson State University football team, repping the HBCUs. Even though he didn't go to a HBCU, he's giving back to an HBCU. And Coach Prime, I got mad respect. I'm proud of you for that. Deion Primetime Sanders is 54 today. And Whitney Houston, arguably the greatest singing voice ever. Whitney would have been 58 today. Rest in peace, power, and paradise to Whitney Houston. Speaking of great singers who are no longer with us, who are in their heavenly place, rest in peace, power, and paradise to the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin. Her new movie, the movie about her life, the movie, full feature film, is coming out this Friday. Just want to remind everybody, the movie is called Respect. Respect, starring the pride of South Side of Chicago and Dunbar Vocational High School on 30th and King Drive, my alma mater. Proud of you, my sister, Miss Jennifer Hudson, playing and starring in the lead role. And I hear her singing. Come on, it's Jennifer Hudson. You know the sister can go. Man, they say her singing in this movie is just, it will blow. Man, it'll have you, like, you know when you get on one of those rides at Six Flags or something, and the gravity has you pinned back and your hair standing. Man, they say, boy, when Jennifer starts singing, it's going to blow some folks away. So Jennifer Hudson in the starring role of the young Aretha Franklin. So that's coming out only in theaters on Friday. To the filmmakers, whoever made, I guess who's doing the distribution, but really whatever movie company who released this movie, man, you know, COVID is out of control. Y'all should. I get you trying to make some money, but you still could have made some money. You should have had that like in theaters and stream it live. Cause I am not messing with no movie theaters, cause there's too many of you all that don't want to wear damn masks and don't want to get vaccinated. And you can't have both. You're gonna have to do one or the other. You need to do both. But you can't not get vaccinated and then not wear a mask and then just be like a walking human death vector spreading a dangerous and deadly virus because you don't want to wear a mask and get a vaccine or get vaccinated. I digress. I'm going to return to that subject again. As a matter of fact, go back and binge watch my episodes from last Wednesday and Thursday, because I had something to say. I had a message for a few, especially some of these quote unquote politicians, as they call themselves. You all trying to get people killed, acting like this dude, Jim Jones. Google, if you don't know who Jim Jones, Google Jim Jones, the People's Temple Cult, Jonestown, Guyana. Just Google that, okay? You'll know who it is. Okay, let me segue. Let me bring on my guest. That's right. It's time for Who's Next? Who's Next is my guest. He is a talented artist who has appeared on stage with Anthony Hamilton, Charlie Wilson, the OJs, and many more. He's got a new single called Fall in Love, featuring none other than my man, right up I-95, about 3 hours from where I am standing right now up in Charlotte, Mr. Anthony Hamilton. And when you hear Fall in Love, hell, it'll make you fall in love. Even if you just fell out of love, it'll make you want to fall in love all over again. Let me, without any further delay, let me bring on the screen. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Geno Jones Show. My guest for today. Who's up next? Brother LeVelle. LeVelle, my man, how you doing, man?
I'm blessed, man. How you doing?
As my mother would say, blessed and highly favored, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, man, well, listen, thank you for letting me go ahead and go through my monologue, my AKA my rant. So
yes, sir.
We're glad to have you. So let's jump right into it. First of all, for those viewers who may not be that familiar with you, tell us your story, man. Tell us, I'm sure there's a story behind LeVelle and from where you came from, where you started to where you are now.
LeVelle is a young man out of Kansas City that started off playing drums in church. And on both sides of my family, on my dad's side, everyone sings. On my mom's side, everyone sings. So singing has always been a passion. And just singing everywhere, I had the opportunity to perform everywhere here in my hometown for the radio stations and stuff like that, the clubs. And before I knew it, I was performing for different promoters, opening up shows. And I've just been blessed to tour and open up a lot of shows for pretty much all the major artists that's in the business right now.
So speaking of some of those artists, who has been some of your biggest influences growing up musically? Even like you said, you started off in the church, and I really, to be honest, I don't know, especially one black person that can sing that has become famous that does not have some roots in the church. And what is it? You know, so what is it, man, about the church that just it produces just? I guess, I mean, this may seem like an obvious dumb question, but, you know, I mean, it's just something to think, because, you know, I'm sure there are people who can sing who from any background, but it's something especially about the black church, man. It is produced. We were just talking about Aretha. We were just talking about Whitney. I mean, we could go on and on. Sam Cooke. I mean, it's so many folks, man. What is it about the black church that produces, it's like some magic when it comes to producing some of the greatest singers? What would you attribute that to, since you've got that background?
I would say the soul.
Yeah, man.
The spirit, you know, when you can, it's almost like cooking up a recipe. when you can incorporate passion, love, soul, all you got into one. You know, and I don't want to sound too spiritual, but
that's okay. Hey, no, it's all good, bro.
What's from the heart reaches the heart.
There you go.
You know, that's me. You know, I love touching people. You know, I love making people happy and putting a smile on someone's face, and most importantly, just showing respect. You know, trying to go back to that music where it has substance and respect, and you know, everybody can listen to the music. You know,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the music, but I'm gonna get back to that recipe thing in a minute, because you're from Kansas City, so I know you. You know, you should. You know, I hear this. You know, folks in Kansas City, they got some skills when it comes, especially a certain kind of food. I'm gonna get back to that, but I want to get back to this music. So, who were your biggest musical influences growing up outside of the influences in the church?
People like Sam Cooke, Gerald Levert, the Gap Band, Charlie Wilson, the OJs, Frankie Beverly and Mays, the Isley Brothers, believe it or not, Keith Sweat, the Tanks, the Genuines, those guys, you know, Anthony Hamilton, most definitely. Absolutely. You know, that's been a dream for a while. So for it to come to pass and things to happen the way it is, it's just a blessing.
So talk about that collaboration and how you guys came together, because he's singing on your new single called Fall in Love. So how did you and Anthony Hamilton, how did that collaboration happen? How did he meet you, or did he hear you singing? What's the story behind that?
Well, I've done a couple shows with Anthony. And, you know, there's a difference between you got your Tanks and you got your Genuines and you got all of those guys, and I love them to death. They're my brothers. But then you got Anthony Hamilton. That's a soulful. He's a spirit. You know, he's a different kind of guy. And I always said, you know, if I ever get a chance, I want to collab with him, because we kind of from that same era. And I'm not saying the other guys are not, but it's just something about his spirit. And when I wrote this song, me and my guy, Jay Sean Chant, when we wrote this song, Anthony Hamilton came up like he would be great for this song. Mm-hmm. And management, we got together and, you know, I said, hey, y'all, can we just get it to Anthony and let him hear it? Anthony heard it. He loved it. And, you know, he agreed to do it.
Cool.
And, the rest was history, you know, and it's just a blessing. It was a long time coming, but it was a blessing, you know, to have him.
I think you made, LeVelle, I think you made a great analogy, because when you were talking about Anthony Hamilton, and like you said, everybody else's name that you mentioned, Keith is my boy. I know Keith very well. I know Tank, I met Tank, hosted shows with Tank, same with Genuine. So it's not that one is better than the other, but folks had different styles, just like athletes. You got, we just talking about USA basketball. You got some dudes that can shoot the three. You got some that, are strong going to the hole. You got some that can D you up. Then you got some that can do everything. But I remember the first time I saw Anthony Hamilton perform live, I saw him at the House of Blues up in Myrtle Beach. And man, I forgot what song it was that he did, but he did. It was one of the singles. But man, it was like I'm trying to describe it because it was like it's like you were in church, but you were in the club because the energy was, it was, you were getting the Holy Ghost and hype. I guess you could argue getting the Holy Ghost is getting hype, but I think you understand what I'm saying, man. I was just like, man, me and my queen was there. It was like, whoa. So I have always been a fan, and even listening to his music, when you listen to it, if you download it, if it's on the radio, you're listening to it on your phone or tablet, it's just, he got that, I guess if somebody said, look, G, describe it, it's soulful, gospel, blues, kind of, like you said, because I say that all the time. I'm very spiritual too, bro. What comes from the heart, I say what comes from the heart, it touches the heart. It absolutely does. And his energy, because when we talk about our spirit, our spirit that's just energy. That's really what it is. It's energy, man, and that energy hits you, bam.
Yeah.
and speaking of energy, now I haven't been blessed to see you perform live yet. I'm looking forward to it, but the industry, the buzz in the industry is that you are a beast on stage, bro. So who were some of your biggest influences just as a live performer? Who influenced you in terms of how you approach it, how you approach your live stage show?
A young soul, but I really admire people like Frankie Beverly and Mays, the OJs, the Isley brothers, most definitely Charlie Wilson. I had the pleasure of touring and being his background singer / one of the lead singers to actually come out and help with the song with him in 2019 before the pandemic got crazy. Wow. So touring the world with him, being behind him, I learned a lot. He taught me a lot. And most importantly, he really taught me to really appreciate the opportunity you get to even be on the stage and just people coming out spending their money to support a show, leave it all on stage.
Yeah. I was just about to ask you, LeVelle, but I think you just answered my question. What was the most important thing that he taught you as a performer, as a live performer? What was the most important thing that you took away from that experience and the conversations you had with him?
From Charlie, I would definitely have to say, just all the way around being an artist. One, make sure as best as you can stay healthy. At the end of the day, please the people, because they care, but you getting sick or not being able, you don't want to sing today, or you want to sing today. They don't want to hear that when, you got a sold out show. So you gotta be able to just, give it your all, leave it on the stage and do your best, So he really taught me a lot as far as just being an artist and really loving what you do, loving what you do.
I love that. It was an old R&B song. I know you know it. It's like, you got to give the people what they want.
That's the days.
Now, I can't sing. I ain't going to front like I can sing, but that hook stays in my head. James Brown said, you got to give the people what they want. Absolutely.
Yes.
So let's talk about your new single, Fall in Love, featuring Anthony Hamilton. I guess you could say the storyline is obvious, but is there a personal story behind that? What was the inspiration behind Fall in Love? And then I want you to give us some details about your album that's going to be coming out.
Okay. So the song is Fell in Love. And what it's about, if in our world today, we don't do it like grandma and grandpa used to do it. You have a lot of young relationships, and they're not lasting. They're not being how some of us was brought up, and it's experience at the same time. But it's about a young man really finding his queen, and he was looking, and he found her, and nothing else mattered when they fell in love. She was everything. She was heaven sent.
Mm-hmm.
So when they fell in love, it was to death do us part. And we don't talk like that no more. Some relationships get together today and they gone today. It's not about staying together and working things out and being a family. So I just wanted to be in that era of just being true to each other and show other people that, you can actually do this and still be who you is at the same time.
Yeah, that's a good point. And it's funny. And listen, you know, there's 8 billion people on the planet, so we are different. It's not like one size fit all. We have different attitudes, different lifestyles, different ideologies. But it was just funny on that note you were talking about how we're different. So I was watching a video. Nick Cannon was talking about marriage, and because they were asking him, say, okay, you got 7 kids, you got 4 different women, and he was just basically saying that he didn't believe in marriage, which I get that, because I never thought that I would ever be married, But
Mm-hmm.
there was a story behind that, because without going through the whole, I'm not going to give you a whole Lifetime movie, but I as a
Right.
young kid, I witnessed my mother being a victim of domestic violence, and I tried to fight a grown man. So that had somewhat of an influence, and I just, outside of my grandparents, and my grandfather was like 72 years older than me. So,
Right.
my mother had, challenges, unfortunately, so I didn't necessarily see, even though I saw my grandparents, but like, your grandparents are so much older than you,
Right.
you love them, they love you, but it's a different kind of connection because, age-wise, they're so far, from where you are. So I'm saying all that to say, I'd never, dude, if I took you back to Chicago, on the south side, and back with some of my boys, they'd have been like, yep, we thought he would never, we figured he would be the last one to get married, but may God bless me. So I'm saying
Right.
all that to say that, marriage, long-term relationships are not for everybody, but I will say this, Nick, do you, what works for you does you. But for somebody who thought that they would be the last person on the planet, if you find the right queen, man, she'll make you a better man. Now, I'm
Right.
co-signing. I'm going to stand on that for me.
Yeah.
Now, he can stand on something else, but I'm just standing on that. Some of y'all out there, y'all need to, if you find the right queen, I guarantee you, she'll make you a better man. So,
Exactly.
and when I heard the title to the song, I'm like, and just the way you were explaining the story, it started taking me back. I started having
Right.
flashbacks, like I got back in the time machine. I'm like, I can definitely relate to that song. So let's talk about the album. Give me the title. Who else did you work with, and when is it coming out?
We're gonna probably shoot for sometime in November.
Okay,
And it's just gonna be under LeVelle. My journey continues.
I like that.
I gotta have another song featuring Chubb Rock. I wanted to go back and get that real that rap that you could understand. Uh, a
I'm
lot
with you.
of
I'm a
a
Chubb
lot.
fan back in the 90s. Yeah, come on, let's take it back. Yeah. 1990, Chubb Rock jumps up on the scene with a lean and a pocket full of green. Come on now, I'm with
Yeah,
you.
yeah. So definitely got him. And one of the songs on there that, just going off of what you was just saying, is one of the songs is entitled "Incredible Woman."
Mm.
And "Incredible Woman" came from watching certain ladies go through domestic violence,
Mm.
to where um, This song came from a lady that I actually saved. She was trying to commit suicide
Wow.
and jumped into a lake.
Mm.
Um, I was driving alone and someone flagged my car down and said, "It's a lady over in the lake drowning."
Mm.
And, I jumped in and she was just saying, "I don't want to live anymore." She had been going through a stress, and this is all in the water.
Wow.
And like, "I love you, God, love you. Please quit fighting. Let's get out the water." I was like, "Let's just talk about this." And finally, she came out the water. But to make a long story short, she was going through domestic violence real bad, where the kid's father had left her,
Mm.
and she had to give the kids up, and it kind of pushed her into depression.
Mm.
So for me, more so than ever, I just wanted to start putting out music where we start recognizing our queens. We start recognizing that we owe them a certain kind of respect, because without them, there would be no us.
Come on, bro.
So my the EP is basically, I actually wanted to just name it Love, because we need to really get back to just loving and treating each other a certain way. So but that's the pretty much of it. It would be out sometime in November, and it would be LeVelle, My Journey Continues.
I love that, man. Have you, by any chance, do you have any idea the woman that you saved? Any follow? Is she doing okay now? Is her life?
Unfortunately, it made news
Mm.
because at the time I was working. I was working a job at the unified government.
Okay.
So it made news. They gave me a little Purple Heart, and I had a day. And unfortunately, last year, I want to say,
Mm.
they let me know she did commit suicide.
Oh, wow. Mm.
Yeah. So,
Man, and LeVelle, it's something that I've talked about. I have a guest. She's like she's a grief counselor. She's a therapist. She's one of the top therapists in this country. Shout out to Tanel Jones. She was the grief counselor and therapist for the survivors and the family of the Mother Emanuel 9. That massacre here in the church,
right.
where you had those 9 beautiful souls murdered by that animal. Anyway, so she was one of the primary grief counselors and therapists for a lot of the family members and some of the survivors. So she is, we talked about depression and how, and just anxiety and just dealing with our mental health, man. And, you saw Simone Biles dealing with that in the Olympics, and Naomi Osaka, and especially for us as black folks, for too long we have shamed each other. Now I know it's a societal thing, it ain't just black folks, white folks do it too. But
Right.
I focus on us.
Yeah.
I can't, because we got to fix. It's like home. You got to fix home first. I can't fix my neighbor until I can make sure my house is right. So
That's right.
I reach out to my brothers and sisters, and we have kind of shamed each other and made each other feel guilty and like it's something wrong with you to seek out. If you're going through some issues and you need a therapist or a psychologist or psychiatrist, which is crazy. Because if you get a pain in your stomach, or if you get a knot in your stomach or somewhere, you'll go to the doctor. If you can't breathe, you'll go to the doctor. But
Right.
if mentally, you're just in a mental space where you're not yourself and you're having these suicidal feelings or whatever, why would you not seek out some professional help, somebody that can help you, process that and get through that and give you some skills where you can cope and manage that and understand how you come out of that. So I got sidetracked, man, but that's just telling that story that really hit me, and I hate to hear that because you saved her life, but maybe if somebody could have just got her to say, "Hey, my sister, you need some look." Listen, it's okay not being okay, because
Right.
for folks who don't know, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. There are times, when all of us, some days, none of us are okay. I had my days. I'm sure, LeVelle, you had your days. We all,
Yeah.
we all are not going to be okay every day. That's not
Right.
life. Nobody's like, and anybody that tells you that their life is like that, they're lying. Okay.
Right.
So we got to normalize like, hey, listen, it's okay not to be okay. But when you're not okay, let's find some help. Let me help you. Let me put my arms around you. Let us collectively as a community, let's put our arms around each other and say, hey man, hey brother, what's going on? Hey, you know what? Here's a number. Talk to this person. Here's an agency. Reach out to these people. Make an appointment. Go see them. You know, get some help. We want everybody to be healthy. Physically, of course, get your COVID-19, get them vaccines and wear these masks. Right. But we want everybody to be healthy mentally, because your mental health affects everything, including your physical health. So I got sidetracked, brother. I appreciate you indulging me and let me. But that story really touched me, man. And I'm sure it did. By the energy I felt looking at your face, that it touched you. You was like, wow, because literally you put your life on the line to save a stranger's life. Yeah. Which says a lot about you, brother. It says a whole lot about you and your character and how you were raised, man. So, all right. So once the single is really going to hit like all radio and media platforms, can people go download, or can they pre-order the download for the single, Fall in Love now?
They will be able to do that on the 23rd.
Okay. All right. So on the 23rd, they can download the single. Is it Fell in Love or Fall in Love? I want to make sure I'm saying it right. Fell in Love. Okay, my bad. That's on me. So Fell in Love. Right. Okay, but it's and the you say your EP is titled
LeVelle, My Journey Continues.
And when can folks download that? You said in November. You don't have a date yet?
We haven't said it quite yet. Because so much is actually coming out of this song. We got some special treats that's may take off before that.
Oh, really? So, you want to share maybe one of those? Do you want to? Hey, you want break some news here? You want to? You got maybe one of them? You can give us a little hint on what some of those treats are going to look and sound like.
I will. I'll give you one.
Okay, I appreciate it.
one of the guys that have reached out that want to be a part of a remix is Teddy Riley.
Whoa, TR. Oh man, that's my dude. TR is my fan I used to work in Los Angeles. That's how I met. We have a mutual friend for the industry, brother named Ken. But anyway, y'all don't know who that is. But I worked, saying all that to say that I worked in LA. I did morning. I had a morning radio show. I'm dating myself way back in the 90s at Stevie Wonder Station in Los Angeles. And I got a chance to meet Teddy. And we call him TR. So I'm a huge, come on. I mean, because he was working at that time, he was working on the Michael Jackson album, that Dangerous album with Remember the Time and all that in Jam. And there's a really quick, funny story. There was a club called the Palladium back in the day. And everybody hung out. All the big stars were at the Palladium Saturday night. It was just Saturday nights at the Palladium. And this was a night Mike Tyson came through, and the women would line up like they were getting free money just to have their shot. Because the VIP room was upstairs, man. I'll never forget this. And Mike leaning on the back of like one of the little like sofas, lounge sofas, and sisters literally, I swear to God, LeVelle, they was like lined up like they was waiting to get in the club. And so I run into Teddy, and Teddy said, hey Gene, how you doing, man? He said, look, man, you got to promise, don't tell anybody. He said, but I am working on Michael Jackson's album. And I was like, whoa, Ted. So I said, dude, man, secret is safe with me, which it was. But I was just so proud. And I'll never forget, like 2 months later, that album dropped. And I heard Remember the Time. It was a wrap, man. That's still one of my favorites. So, yeah, man, Teddy Riley, bro. But listen. I mean, your resume, obviously, y'all know this brother got to be able to sing. Not sing, sang. Because, listen, you ain't opening up for Charlie Wilson, just Charlie Wilson alone. Then Anthony Hamilton and the OJs, Eddie Levert Sr., if you can't sing, them brothers ain't even messing with you. They may speak to you, but they ain't about to put you nowhere near no stage if you cannot not sing, sing. It's the difference between singing and singing. You got to be able to sing. So listen, on your way out, a couple things. First, give everybody your social media information so we can support you. Any other business? You're a businessman and an entrepreneur. We all are in this. That's COVID made everybody a business person, really.
Yeah, yeah.
So give us any information, any other projects, or if you have any business ventures you want people to support, give us that information.
You can follow me on all platforms. LeVelle BKC, LeVelle, the letter BKC. Everywhere.
And K is like in Keith. K,
Yes.
BKC, just wanted to be sure. So, all right, on your way out the door, you from Kansas City, and I heard you talking about recipes. Now, I'm just a baked catfish kind of dude and baked chicken wings, but everybody else in my family, they love barbecue. Kansas City has a global reputation for arguably some of the best barbecue on the planet, and you talked about a recipe. So, are you a beast on that grill with them ribs? And if so, what's your specialty in your little recipe, if you can share it with us?
I can do a little bit. I can do a little bit. But if I really, really want ribs, I do go to Gates. Gates Bar.
That's what I heard. That must be the spot. Like if you go to Chicago, you looking for some fried chicken, you got to go to Harold's Chicken.
Harold's Chicken.
See, even you heard about Harold's, huh?
When I get a chance to go, I'm there every time.
Right. They say like in LA, you got Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, and in Chicago, you got to go to Harold's Chicken, and in Kansas City, what's the spot again?
Gates Barbecue.
Gates. That's what I heard. Gates Barbecue. Boy, that must be the joint right there. Is it black owned?
Yes,
that's what I thought. I thought I saw a story of the family. I think isn't it still in the family?
Yes, still in the family.
All right, shout out to the Gates family. Y'all making it happen. All right, listen, Brother LeVelle, man, thank you for your time, man. You were so generous with your time. But like I said, man, just listening to the single, like I said, Fell in Love. If you're not in love, it'll make you fall and feel like you fell in love all over again.
Yes,
you can download it on August 23rd, correct?
Yes, sir.
And the album you can download in November. So as a matter of fact, when you get the video, make sure that you get me that video, and we're going to put that in a regular rotation here on the show.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
LeVelle, thank you. Who's next? This brother right here. He is next. I am talking about LeVelle, man. God bless you. May God continue to bless and have favor on you. Stay healthy, because I can't wait to see you on stage. Come this way. I know you got a lot of folks vying, but like I say, when it comes to MCs, I'm not the king. I'm the king of MCs. So holla at your boy. I'll give you an introduction that you ain't never seen before.
Where you in South Carolina?
I'm in Charleston, South Carolina.
Okay, I think I'm supposed to be coming there in October.
Okay, all right. Well, listen, I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna put you down. I'm gonna make sure you got all my contact information. So after the show, look out for it, and we'll talk. But we're gonna have you. You have a home. This is a home for you. Anything you releasing, anything you're doing, you got a home right here on the Geno Jones Show, my brother. I appreciate you.
So much love. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. That's my man, LeVelle. That's a good brother, boy. Listen, he opening up for all those folks. But I'm telling you, when you get to hear the single called Fell in Love, it's just, you'll see why Anthony Hamilton and Charlie Wilson and the OJs and Frankie Beverly and Mays had this dude opening up for them, or singing background, or singing fill-in for them. He got that kind of skill. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life as always. God bless each and every one of you. God, most of all, thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show. I come to you daily, weekdays, Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. in Chicago, 3:30 p.m. out on the West Coast, out in Los Angeles. Like, share, and subscribe to the Geno Jones channel here on YouTube. The Geno Jones Show. Thank you. The show has been growing at an incredible rate. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Thank you to all my old subscribers. Help a brother out as I build my subscriber base, my viewer base. It has grown dramatically, but please share these episodes. Tell, as Nelly would say, everybody you know. Simply the best. It is the hottest. It's incredible. You got to see it for yourself. The Geno Jones Show. I want you to tell him, and I want you to tell him just like that. Do that for a brother. All right, so I can go ahead and get some of these YouTube checks. They said, gee, you're doing good. We said, man, boy, your subscribers and your viewers, oh, yeah, you're doing great. Keep going. Pretty soon, we'll be sending you a check. So I need that check quick because I got a daughter that's going right back to college in about 4 weeks, and that tuition is calling. It's been calling. So anyway, I just want to thank you for your support. Please, if you would like to be a sponsor, I'd be honored to have you as a sponsor. If you'd like to advertise, I'd be honored, and I'd love to have you advertise. And like I said, if you are looking for a pitch man, if you are looking for a brand ambassador to help you brand and build your business, help you move your products and goods and services, I am the king, not the king, the king of pitch man. Leave me a message right here on my YouTube channel. Or better yet, no, email me. Geno Jones Show at Gmail. That's how you spell Geno Jones Show at Gmail. Leave me a message. I'll get back with you. Or you can, on Instagram, you can DM me on Instagram, Geno Jones Show on Instagram, Geno Jones on Facebook, or my public figure page on Facebook, Geno Jones Live. Live is in all caps, Live. And on Twitter, at Geno Jones. God bless each and every one of you. God, most of all, thank you for letting me do the Geno Show. I love each and every one of you. I really do. And Mother, I love you more than life itself. Have a great day, afternoon, evening, whatever time you're watching this. And for those who have been watching me live, I hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you for watching me live. I'll be back on camera live tomorrow, Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, the Geno Jones Show. I'll come to you live Monday through Friday, all right? Oh, also, shout out to Mr. Markel Bailey, the official barber and hairstylist for the Geno Jones Show. He had a great event yesterday, fundraiser. He raised money, or collected money to buy school supplies. He's going to be doing that this week. Shout out to the owners of La Creme, Derek Middleton and his team. It was a wonderful event, all the vendors out there. And so I got to get the name because it was, he had a band. So he had a saxophone player named Hank Bilal out of Columbia, South Carolina. The brother was bad, but I got to look this up. I know. I got to do this because it was just, they was Star Queen. Shout out to Star Queen. I'm going to have the lead singer, Star Queen, on the show. Star Queen and her band. They are just phenomenal. And she's got an EP coming out. This sister, you talking about who's next? Star Queen is next, so I had to shout them out, and I had to get that information. All right, everybody, I got to get out of here. Time to put some of that catfish in the oven. Time to bake some catfish and get some vegetables. Probably go maybe some corn on the cob, something like that. So until tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. if you're watching this live, and if you're not, go back after this episode. Go back and binge watch all my previous episodes. Oh, it's some heat. It's some fire. Thank you once again. Thank you so much for watching. Me and you Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. But until then, just one last thing. Be blessed.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of The Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.